Tuesday morning, everybody. I'm Dave Furtado.
And I'm meteorologist Jefferson Donovan.
And Jefferson, in the world of weather, we had quite the wet weather, the rainstorm, the thunderstorm, if you will, rolled through yesterday. I saw some hail, some blow it. The rain was moving sideways, if you will.
Yeah. In the Tri-Cities, we did get one of those thunderstorms to pass overhead, and that actually helped us break a record, a daily rainfall record yesterday, which, of course, we will talk about later in the show. But right now, we are going to be focusing on Yakima, who didn't see any of those thunderstorms roll through yesterday. In fact, in Yakima, we only saw 2/100ths of an inch of rain on Monday. It wasn't very wet at all. I will say that in Yakima, we did pick up over 1/10 of an inch of rain during the very late evening hours on Sunday, so we still saw in general over 1/10 of an inch of rain, just not too much yesterday proper. It's 38 degrees right now in Yakima with dry weather conditions, but we are going to be looking at more showers in Yakima as we go throughout the course of the morning and again into the afternoon. So that takes us to our weather headlines today. Showers and isolated thunderstorms are once again going to be on tap for this Tuesday, a very similar day today to what we did see yesterday. As we progress into Wednesday, sunshine is going to be back to our region and temperatures are going to be turning a little bit warmer on Wednesday, and then Thursday evening is going to be the next chance we see precipitation after today. I'll break down your full weather forecast and we will talk about that thunderstorm potential for today coming up.
Thanks, Jefferson. We'll begin this morning in Benson County. There was an intense moment in Findlay yesterday as Riverview High School and Findlay Middle School were put into lockdown after a student was accused of making threats.
We had a student report that they had received a call from another student about harming the school, and the student reported it to staff right away, and our staff went into immediate response, and we put our high school into critical lockdown right away, and then as a precautionary measure, we put the middle school because our schools are on the same campus.
Now, that was Findlay School District Superintendent Brian Long. He tells us the lockdown lasted around 20 minutes before the high school student who allegedly made the threat was apprehended by school resource officer and taken into custody. It remains unclear what type of threats the student made. And a Yakima man who was shot after pointing a gun at police officers has been sentenced. 30-year-old Jose de Alba pled guilty in late March to first and second-degree assault charges in connection with the 2022 domestic violence incident. Officers were pursuing de Alba after allegedly robbing his ex-girlfriend at gunpoint, taking money, a cell phone, and a 9mm pistol. When officers tried to stop de Alba, he fled before pointing a gun at his own head and then at officers who fired at him. He has been sentenced to 20 years in prison. Two Ellensburg men accused of a drive-by shooting at a college house party in February have pled not guilty. The two are accused of drive-by shooting, malicious mischief, and unlawful discharge of a weapon. According to court documents, they drove to a home in the 800 block of Acacia Lane sometime after midnight on March 27th. As they approached the home, one started shooting with a 12-gauge shotgun. Luckily, no one was injured in the shooting. Police say the incident stemmed from a fight earlier in the night, and the two suspects were looking to retaliate. Trials for both are scheduled to start June 30th. And as fears over President Trump's tariffs continue to persist, Washington Senator Maria Cantwell is spearheading legislation to wrangle in how the executive branch can facilitate tariffs, but also speaking on the impact to the Evergreen State's agricultural and auto industry. KIMA's Mallory Aldrich has the details.
Last week, Senator Maria Cantwell introduced a bill to reaffirm Congress's role in setting and improving U.S. trade policy, which has gained support from multiple senators on both sides of the aisle.
It is our constitutional duty. It is Article 1, and that so much has been taken by this administration in this approach that we should reassert ourselves in this debate.
Congress's role in U.S. trade policy has been undermined by the president with his Liberation Day tariffs, which Senator Cantwell claims would drastically affect Washington State's farming industry.
The United States' goal here should be to make great manufactured products and grow great agricultural products and then get those markets opened up. But what the president is doing is, instead of building those alliances, he basically is getting into a trade war that is having unbelievable impact.
Cantwell explained that some auto industry union groups have endorsed her bill, emphasizing that the U.S. and Canada are part of an integrated supply chain that has lowered the cost of U.S. manufacturing of cars and airplanes, which makes the country more competitive.
What they would like to see instead is the continuation of investment investment from the last administration. They know that investment in innovation will help us outpace our competition, not a tariff that makes the product more expensive.
With concerns of harmful tariff impacts on Washington state's industries and American consumers, Camel urges the president to listen before taking further action.
So they're trying to say, Mr. President, don't cut the innovation and investment. Don't make semiconductors more expensive. Don't make the parts more expensive. Make it cheaper. And the United States bet on the American worker, and they will do the rest when it comes to the innovation that's required for America to build the best products.
Reporting for Action News, I'm Mallory Aldrich.
KIMA's Mallory Aldrich, thank you. And the countries facing some of the highest tariffs are also Washington's major trading partners that ship cargo in and out of local ports. This could mean job losses at the port and higher prices for households, as well as big challenges getting our state's major exports, such as soybeans, potatoes, and apples, into the hands of overseas consumers.
We are eviscerating our greatest advantages intentionally. This is the most short-sighted maneuvering one could imagine. This clearly is not in the domestic interest.
Now, countries like China, Japan, Vietnam, South Korea, Taiwan, and Thailand are targeted for sizable tariffs on goods they ship to the U.S. Meanwhile, the Northwest Seaport Alliance says 58,000 local jobs are supported by cargo coming in and out of Seattle and Tacoma, generating more than $12 billion in economic activity for the state. Now, the tariffs could put that in jeopardy. And we're going to switch gears here because Benton Franklin Health District is teaming up with all Tri-Cities school districts to provide back-to-school vaccination clinics. Children 18 and under are eligible to receive vaccinations regardless of what school they attend. No health insurance is required, and walk-ins are welcomed. We're told that there's more to these clinics than preparing kids for the upcoming school year.
There can be delays in accessing primary care to get some of these things caught up to date. So we act as kind of a safety net for the community for those that would be experiencing either extended delays in getting an appointment or who may not have, or who may be new to the community and have not established with primary care. We offer an opportunity for them to get the health services that they need in a timely manner.
Now, there's one happening Thursday at Leona Libby Middle School from 3 to 6 p.m. All you need are your vaccination records. You can find other dates up on our website, KEPRTV.com. And a year-long celebration kicked off Monday to highlight the upcoming 100th anniversary of the first commercial airmail flight in the United States. It's officially been 99 years since the first airmail flight took off from Pasco on April 6, 1926 through Varney Airlines. Founded by Walter Varney, the airline quickly became a success and eventually turned into what we know now as United Airlines. Pasco Mayor Pete Serrano tells us the city has the opportunity to continually be cutting edge like it was all those years ago.
It's really critical to understand, again, as I mentioned, kind of that cowboy spirit, that really old West. I mean, and that's what founded Pasco. We got the railways that brought us here, and then we launched commercial aviation out of here. I mean, what an exciting place to be. And again, for me, I look forward to, okay, how do we continue that spirit for our kids and our kids' kids so that we have the next thing launching out of Pasco?
To learn more about the first commercial airmail flight or the aviation industry, you can head over to the Pasco Aviation Museum. We have hours and ticket prices up on our website, KEPRTV.com. And with that, let's jump right over to meteorologist Jefferson Donovan. Jefferson, quite a bit of rain yesterday. You mentioned earlier we broke some records.
Yeah.
Boy, I'm hoping we're going to see an end to it here soon.
Yes, well, we will see some more sunshine coming back for tomorrow, but we have to get through one more showery day today before we get to that sunshine coming on Wednesday. Now, high temperatures today are going to be ranging anywhere from the mid-50s to low 60s around our viewing area, with some of those hit-and-miss showers throughout the course of the day. And as we did see yesterday, we cannot rule out a few isolated thunderstorms today either. I will break down your full forecast, and we will talk more about the thunderstorm chances with the Storm Tracker Futurecast coming up.